Hello everyone, good morning. I just wanted to shoot a quick video and talk about my recent vacation where I took my trusty Mark 20 and the service experience that I had with sending my Top Gun chronograph ceratanium in. I may not have mentioned it in a previous video, but I'll tell you about why I sent it in and how the customer service experience was with IWC. First, let me just get this out of the background. So first, I did a 4-day snorkeling vacation with the family in Florida, and I only wanted to be responsible for having one watch with me. So which one did I choose? The Mark 20. Why the Mark 20? One, because it's blue and it's beautiful and it's on a steel bracelet. And two, the ceratanium chronograph was in the shop, much to my chagrin, but it was okay. Now, saltwater diving with this watch was fantastic. I usually, when it's cool outside or when I'm inside, I usually wear the watch on the smallest adjustment for my wrist. And then if I'm outside and it's real hot and humid, I'll open it up, maybe 2, maybe 3 clicks. I had this all the way, because of the warm water and the humidity, I had it all the way to the last click. Very comfortable, no issues at all. Dove well, went to the restaurant well, went with everything. It's just a fantastic vacation time piece. And even though it is an expensive watch, of my stable, it is one of the more affordable pieces, so a little bit less stress worrying about if something were to happen to it. So and the way that the blue and white looks underwater when you check the time is pretty remarkable. It's a pretty stunning piece and legible and fantastic. So kudos to IWC for the creation of an excellent vacation watch. Real quick, I wanted to say a little something about this water resistance. We make a lot of a deal about 1 bar, 3 bar, 6.5, 100. Do you need to be able to wear it on the surface of the sun and outer space, etc. Something I wanted to point out about IWC's waterproofing, and you can go to the IWC website. I'm on it on the computer here, which is where I'm reading from. Excuse the mess on my desk, just getting back from vacation. But if you'll notice, so I'm going to show you the picture here, and then I'm going to read it a little bit to you. I know it makes for great YouTube to have somebody read something to you while you look at a picture of a watch. But essentially, so this is 100-meter water resistant. My piece du jour here, again, my gorgeous professional calendar 42 on my new black sailcloth strap. Fantastic. So here's how IWC rates their watches based on their chart. It says water resistance of IWC watches is shown in bars and not meters. Meters are often used elsewhere in the watch industry to indicate water resistance and cannot be equated with dive depth because of test procedures that are frequently used. So the way IWC breaks it down, 1 bar is splash resistance. 3 bars, the watch can be worn when swimming or skiing. 6 bar, it will have no problem. I'll give you something to look at while I read. It will have no problem with water sports or snorkeling. That's 6 bars of water resistance, which is essentially all of their pilot watches at the very least. Most of them now are 6 to 10. The Top Gun chronograph Lake Tahoe that I have is 6, and the ceratanium is 10, and the Mark 20 is 10. So at 6 bar, it will have no problems with water sports or snorkeling. Divers watch are indicated with a resistance of 12 to 20. And then it talks about, these insane ones that they have for the aqua timer automatic 200 bar, etc., deep sea. So, I wouldn't personally take a watch that doesn't have a screw down crown underwater just because of the human factor. But suffice it to say, even my 3 bar water resistant perpetual calendar, if serviced by IWC standards, should be able to swim, should be able to surface swim, or obviously ski. I don't believe I'll be skiing in this, and I'm almost certainly not going to surface swim in it unless I fall in the water while wearing it. So I just thought that was something to talk about. Now, onto the service of the Top Gun chronograph ceratanium. So I sent this watch out with I emailed, I went through the process. They sent me a self-addressed return FedEx overnight box with packaging instructions. And I actually let my friend borrow the watch to wear for about a week and had him send it in. But since he works at an authorized dealer, I was pretty trusting of him to do that. And he just wanted to see what it feels like because he's looking at the blue and bronze chronograph 41. And he wanted to see how this one fit for size. So he sent the watch in. Oh, let me tell you why I sent it in. So I sent it in because there was a defect on the minute hand counter at the top of the chrono register. So I can't explain why it happened. It looked like a fleck of loom had come off, and I don't know why that would have happened. I did fall and have a shock to the watch without appearing to damage the case or anything, but I didn't want a fleck of loom anywhere in the watch, and I couldn't understand why that would happen anyway. So obviously I didn't want to damage the gear train, so I sent it in. They said, no problem, no questions asked. Did not ask a single question. They just said, send us your watch. So it was sent in on July 3rd to be serviced in an overnight packaging that they had already self-addressed and sent to me. You'll notice the date on my return, July 23rd. This watch was overnighted to me on July 23rd, 20 days after it was mailed to them. That is a barely 3-week service time. And just for reference, I'll give you something to look at while I talk. I had a Tudor watch as my first luxury mechanical watch, Air Sats. A luxury mechanical watch. It was a great little piece, and the Kinesi movement on the inside froze. And I sent it away to be serviced, and that was gone for 3.5 months. Now, I've also heard stories about some dealers, my local AD quit carrying Omega because the service times were out so far that it would be 6 months before their clients got their Omegas back. So it heard a lot of nightmares. I expected this to be gone for months, and 20 days later, it was sent back to me. It was shipped back in a large box, and this was wrapped with an envelope with the invoice in it. And underneath that wrapping, this is how it came. IWC travel case, not the one that you get when you purchase a new one, but still a nice little, I believe, pleather case. And here she came back. And it is as you expect. It is a perfectly running, smooth second hand. This our minute counter is hidden behind the hour hand here, but there was a small defect in the loom there. We're pleased to inform you that all technical interventions concerning your IWC timepiece have been completed. please find the enclosed detailed invoice. So complete service, breakdown and rebuild, replacement of the chrono hand, hour and minute hands, counter hand, and other counter hand, which leads me to believe that maybe this series that was created must have had some sort of defect in the loom that was known to them, so they went ahead and replaced all the hands, or it's simply easier to just replace all of the hands. Either way, I have the invoice over here, which you don't need to see, but all it says is $0, $0, $0. So 20 days. All I had to do was follow the packing instructions and hand it to the FedEx guy. Comes back, running perfectly, all new hands, rebuilt, just as I sent it to them. And in true IWC fashion, the questionnaire link that they provide at the bottom, because they want to make sure that you're happy with your service. So amazing service, link doesn't work because it wouldn't be IWC if they didn't have a website problem. But, you know, when you purchase a watch with the sort of premium that IWC charges, you want to make sure, one, am I getting a timepiece that reflects that it's assembled by hand, that there's some hand finishing, that there is a great deal of time and effort that human beings put into making this timepiece for me, that it is unique and special and rugged and will stand up to the claims that they make. The other thing is the peace of mind of knowing that when you purchase it, if some human factor, if some machining factor, mechanical factor creates a defect, what are they going to do about it? And if you purchase a watch that was owned by someone else that has the remainder of the 8-year warranty on that watch, and it has a defect in it, you can be assured that this is a company that stands behind the products that they sell in a way that I think is rare in 2024. And so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or you have had any issues with IWC service, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer any questions with how I went about it, but there isn't really much more to tell. They gave me a box, put the watch in the box, they sent it back in a box, I opened it 3 weeks later and everything is perfect. Couldn't be happier with the service, and I can't wait to get this back on my wrist, although this guy here, now that I'm back home from vacation, is going to spend some time with me. All right, everybody. Happy viewing. Have a great rest of your summer.